What's up, everybody? Another day, another another hassle trying to get my hustle on. Dealing with these brokers and again trying to dispatch my trucks, man. Trying to find loads for my trucks. Trying to where's my future loads at? Yeah, boom, boom. Trying to get back on this load board right here. I got some direct freight out of different states. So now I'm trying to use some broker freight to go out there and get it. And I'm back on this load board again, man. Trying to always think ahead. So yeah, man. Welcome to another episode of Trucking and Common Sense. Shit gotta make sense to you. Yo, you see what I'm wearing today, man? My Lakers hat. I'm a diehard Lakers fan. First Magic, then Kobe, now of course my man LeBron. So last night, LeBron, and the reason why I'm wearing my Laker hat, and I'm gonna bring it up to you today, it's about LeBron bringing his son into the game. Nobody's ever done that. And the only other pro athlete who's ever done that is Ken Griffey, and Ken Griffey Jr. His baseball plays to play for the Mariners. You know, Junior. Some of y'all not old enough to know who Junior, the kid, is. But anyway, man, LeBron James did something last night that even, and some of y'all eyes, the best basketball player of all time, they said Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is not the best basketball player of all time because a lot of y'all are driven by highlights. Y'all don't understand longevity, success, and being able to maintain that level as long as LeBron James. I'm a Kobe Bryant fan, okay? So as much as I might speak on LeBron, I'm just being honest. I'm giving just what justice due. Kobe Bryant is my favorite basketball player, and yes, he was a Laker, right? But what LeBron was able to accomplish last night, and I know some of y'all was like, yo, this kid was 18 years old when he came into the league, and the pressure that they put on him, he maintained it. He never wavered. He just didn't have all the help around him as to say some of the other superstars in the league had. But when you look at it, the longevity of it, LeBron James is going to go down in history as the greatest basketball player of all time. Not just by championship rings, even though I think he might have 4 right now. He might have won another one. Yeah, Michael Jordan might have 5 or maybe 6, but Michael Jordan had the best support system around him of all the superstars. But that's another day, another argument. So today we talking about trucking. But the reason why I brought up LeBron James is LeBron James has been able to sustain what he's doing for a very long time, and for him to still be able to do that at the age that he is in right now, and to be able to maintain, to be able to have his son be old enough and be good enough, you know, because a lot of people think, you know, his son is not good enough to be on it. This kid is good. Just because he's LeBron James' son, that overshadows his skill. But honestly, the kid is good enough. He was a McDonald's All-American. He made it on a college team. He played on a college team until he had his little heart issue. But guess what? Had he stayed there another year or two, he still would have made it into the NBA. Yeah, some people could say it's a market employee, but it's about legacy. So how I tie into my legacy, man, look, I've been successful in this trucking business for a long time. Okay? I've made my money with it. Paid my light bill on time with it, right? And you think, and the way the state of trucking is today, I wouldn't even want my sons to come in here. I wouldn't even want my sons to come into this. Why? Because it's garbage right now. And the saturation of people coming into the trucking industry, which is not a bad thing. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. Everybody wants to be a shot caller, but know what shots to call. But I would not want one of my 3 sons to really come into this trucking business and even follow in my footsteps, even though I would have loved that. Look, I love LeBron James for the legacy that he showed his kids. My other sports favorite is my man Deion. So I envy those 2 brothers right there. I envy to them, not in a negative way, but I envy them in a positive light. Deion Sanders has his 2 sons. walking in his footsteps in a sport that he dominated, he was good at. So here I am. I'm not an athlete. I'm not a basketball player. Well, not a professional one anyway. I'm not a football player. I never played football, but I know I'm a sports fan. Basketball is my thing. Yeah, I was pretty good at basketball. But, and I never had to feed my family off of it. You know what I mean? So just played in regular leagues and whatever, school and all that kind of stuff. But I would have loved for my sons to walk into this, to have my son sit at two desks over here and my other son over here at a desk and be knowing how to drive my trucks and basically what I built for them so they could walk into it. I would have loved that. So last night I'm watching the game and I saw LeBron James bring his son into the game, and him and his son are able to check into an NBA. I was watching a part of history. And, man to man, there's a little part of me, I'm like, damn, I'm a little bit jealous, dog. Because you got your sons to follow, not in your footsteps, not literally, but figuratively. And I'm thinking to myself last night, why couldn't I have my sons come into this industry that I've been in over the past 20 years, being successful at it, where my sons see that daddy is successful at it and daddy is one of the guys who made money, learned the business of trucking. Learning the business of trucking is more than just being a truck driver. Holding the steering wheel in the middle of the road, guess what? My kids used to drive with me on the weekends or on school vacation. I used to put them on my lap and put the truck in gear, and we going down the road. In Interstate 85, 95, yeah, they're sitting on my lap holding the steering wheel, or they would be in the back playing video games as I'm driving down the road. So they've been out there on the highway with me. They learn how to read maps and everything like that, right? Because of trucking and stuff. They know, hey, daddy, I'm hungry. Hey, look at the sign. Read the map. Tell me what exit we're getting off at. If you don't get off on that exit, we're not eating. So they learn how to read a map. My son and my daughter, my two oldest ones, yeah. So I say that to say that my kids been out here with me. But for the state of trucking where it is right now, if I was to tell you honestly that I want my sons to come into this, I'll be lying. I don't want them to come into this. Even though it's a good profession, there's nothing wrong with trucking. It's always going to be around. Trucking is something that's needed. There's nothing wrong with it. But being a truck driver and the business of trucking are two separate different things. Holding the steering wheel and telling you what exit the Love's truck stop is on 75 going south or going north or whatever east or west or whatever, I-20 going east and west. That's just being a truck driver. Not no discredit to a truck driver, but know the business of trucking. The business of trucking and being a truck driver, two totally different things. I say being a truck driver is maybe 5% of the business of trucking. Yeah, you got to know what your drivers go through and whatnot, but a driver telling you to where the Love's truck stop is, or where his favorite TA is, or where his favorite Petro is, or whatever, where he's going to meet his buddy, or wherever some girl smiles at him or her out there on the road or whatever. That don't mean you know trucking, brother. I hate to discredit you, but you don't know what Guess what? A young man or young lady coming into trucking in 6 weeks' time, they could tell you what their favorite truck stop is on 75. And you're doing this for 30 fucking years, and you want to tell me where your favorite truck stop is. What's the difference? You doing it for 30 years, or he doing this for 30 days, and he know where a truck stop is. He know where the exit sign is. He know whatever city he travels on a regular basis. So again, the business of trucking is totally different. And guess what? Back in the day when I was driving someone's truck, I didn't know anything about the business of trucking. I didn't know anything. So again, driving a truck for however long does not equate to knowing the business of trucking. And that brings me to you people out here who might have had a little investment money, to get a little what's the word? A little extra money, and you thinking, oh, I'm going to buy a truck because my Uncle Ray Ray or my Uncle Pookie told me if I get a truck, he'll drive it for me. Oh, you're going to go lease it on to someone, and you just get what they give you at the end of the week and not knowing what they had to go through or whatever, and not understanding the saturation of all these rates out here. You don't know the business of trucking, my man. So again, I wouldn't want my kids to come into this right now the way it is. This is garbage. But I have a lot invested in it. So my intent of this podcast is to, like I said in some of my other videos, man, is so we could all be on that same thought process. Stop getting suckered by these brokers and stuff who actually think that if they call me and I told them I need $700 or $800 or $1,000 to do that load, if I don't do it, they're going to end up calling you, because they know they got a sucker right here on the other line that's going to take the load. Because you on this nonsense equation of $2 a mile, and they knowing what you're comfortable with. They knowing what you're comfortable with because that's what you're used to. You know, as if let's say if you've been eating dog shit all your life, okay, and someone tells you that steak and ketchup or steak and A1 sauce is better, you might say, nah, I don't want steak and A1, bro. This dog shit with ketchup over here is good. What you talking about, son? So you don't know how good the other side is. So they know they're gonna give you dog shit, man. So they're giving it to you because that's you're comfortable, because you've been comfortable with it. Like I was telling someone in my video the other day, I had a rate confirmation from a broker, 2010. They was paying me $500 to go from Atlanta to Chattanooga. Why 15 years later, the rates have not changed in trucking? They still want to pay you $500 to go from Atlanta to Chattanooga. Everything done went up. The price of this, the price of insurance, the price of trucks, the price of tires, the price of fuel, everything has duplicated itself, doubled itself, triplicated, and whatever word. Yeah, correct me for you fucking English majors out there. Be funny, all right. I'm gonna say whatever I want to say. But at the end of the day, you're fucking up the hustle of trucking, bro. You're fucking up the hustle of trucking because rates have not increased. And yes, the basis of all of my contents is about rates. What the hell am I doing it for? If I'm not here telling you to let's bring the rates up, that means I got free time. No, I don't have free time. My time and money got to make sense. So I'm spending time right now talking to y'all about making sure let's get our money up. Dry van freight, nothing less than $4.25 a mile. I just said $4.25. I could have said $4. But guess what? Everything need to be double. Reefer freight, I would say about $4.50 a mile, because they're paying you to haul the freight, but you're not taking into consideration that you got to take some of that same revenue to actually keep the freight cool. Put in your reefer. They're not paying you a separate rate per mile. They're not paying you a separate rate to put reefer fuel in the reefer. They're paying you one price, and you guys are taking that. Then you go on the set of this DC, which is the Walmart distribution centers or this cold storage places, taking them 3 or 4 hours to load, travel time, and taking another 3 or 4 hours to offload. That's seven. That's what? If I say 3 on the front end and 4 on the back end, or 4 on the front end and 4 on the back end, at the most, let's say you don't obligate yourself to 8 hours of your day or of your time, whether you have a driver driving for you or you driving your own truck. You just obligated 8 hours of your day running that cheap ass load. How are you getting compensated for your time? Your time and your money got to make sense. Your time and your money have to make sense. And if you guys don't understand that, we're getting screwed out here. And there was a famous line in a movie I was watching the other day. I couldn't remember the movie, but the guy was like, man, you're killing me out here, man. Y'all killing me. Right? So I'm trying to tell y'all, man, stop eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, bro. Stop eating crackers and goddamn tuna sandwiches and stuff, because that's all we are being able to afford right now. Stop running this cheap ass freight. Guess what? If you hang up the phone on that broker today, you're going to get a load tomorrow. Because even if you hang up the phone on him today and I get the load, guess what? Tomorrow I'm going to hang up the phone on that broker, and then you're going to get the load. We all going to get a turn. We all going to eat. But you got to have the balls enough to understand that we all have to have a unified thought process. Stop running cheap freight. $2 a mile does not mean shit. It does not mean shit. Insurance, 15 years ago, insurance on one of my trucks used to be $900 a month for one truck and trailer. Yes, $1 million worth of liability. Insurance on one of my trucks today is $2,000. How is $2 a mile making sense today? And those of you who come in, jump in and don't know, because I hear the stories. I have a driver right now driving for me. I just hired him the other day. He told me somebody put him in a truck the other day. They did not even own the truck. They did not even have a permit book in the truck. They leased the truck from someone, some company. And the lady that's supposed to be the owner of the truck, she told him, just jump in the truck and let's try it out, see how you like it. See how you like it by running some cheap load. I mean, well, in her eyes, she don't know if it's cheap or not. So she's bringing down the trucking business, man. She's bringing down the trucking business. People like that. People like you out here who are telling the newcomers, hey, man, as long as you get $2 a mile and you do some simple math, 300 miles, I'm supposed to get $600. That's $2 a mile. That don't make sense. But as long as you take that ball and you kick it down the court or you kick it down the road, and another person kick the same ball down the road again, and you kicking that dumb ball down the road, guess what? That dumb rhetoric is that ball that you're kicking down the road, and no one is realizing that this shit does not make sense. It does not make sense, man. This cheap freight does not make sense. Inflation is going up for everybody. Why is it not going up in the trucking industry? Why does no one have the balls to say that? So again, man, I like the truck owners or your dispatchers or you owner operators, what you call yourself. If you have an MC number, you're not an owner operator, you're a motor carrier. But again, if that's what you want to call yourself that. Again, let's stop kicking that dumb ball down the road, okay? Let's stop kicking that dumb ball down the road and understand that what you're doing out here is not making sense. Y'all kicking the ball of stupidity down the road. And we out here, look, my brother just called me, and he's out here in trucking too, man. We out here, and we out here, and we trying to make everybody understand. Let's all get on the same page of trucking. Let's all get on the same page of trucking. Look, I'm about to call my brother right now, and he's understanding. He's gonna be on the podcast too. We both from up top, and we got on. We're trying to understand. Let's spread the word of trucking, man. Stop running these cheap loads. Let's understand math. Let's understand the numbers. What my favorite rapper says. You know who lies. Females lies, ninjas do too, but numbers don't, right? The numbers ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean. So yeah. So yeah, here I am, man. I'm trying to Jay, tomorrow, what we need to look from?
We need a Montgomery and a Camaro.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to have a truck in Montgomery. I can't show you some of my hustles, man. But at the end of the day, it's all about the numbers, brother. You got to come up with your own blueprint to make it work for you. So you dispatchers out here, you truck owners, you got a couple trucks such as myself. We haven't arrived, right? We haven't arrived. Stop running cheap freight, man. Stop letting these brokers think that they got the options in the trucking industry. Okay? Look at this load right here. I'm about to call. Is with I came up with this new name, and I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble or not for it. But anyway, this one big broker company out here. Jay, I told you the name of this new broker company. It's called Total Questionable Logistics. And the reason I say Total Questionable Logistics, you have to question where these dudes get the balls from to offer you some cheap ass freight like that. You have to question dude, you're getting a load for $1,000. The rule of thumb is you're supposed to take 20% off the top. So 20% off 1,000 leaves 800, right? But you trying to sell me that load for 400 and 500, son? Come on. That's a come on, son, right here. And if I don't take it, my buddy Leroy or my buddy Mohammed over here, they're going to take it. So again, stop running cheap freight, my man. Until next time, trucking and common sense. Trucking and common sense, my man.
All right, so
Everybody got to understand the business.